and this is probably one of the most simplest chord progressions that you can come up with. Didn't do too much at all. Like everything, I mean, here just the same, just looks the same. It's the same thing. The only notes that are changing is a A, and I'm going from an A to a G and to an E. And then here I have the same E that is repeating. And the sound is just a simple pad that I got from Lovecraft to Duke Clay, the pad number 6. It's a fire kit, by the way. And this is what it sounds like. Now, and I love this pad too because it already has that underground effect that you kind of have to look for, especially when you're making these Party Next Door samples. Everything's pretty much the same, only changing 3 notes. And then the only thing I have on the pad, parametric EQ to cut the lows because it was too bassy for me. And I have the flangers is the default preset, and I have a compressor on here just to bring in just to tame the peaks and to bring in those lows as well. And then the next thing was the vocals. Now, so I did pitch the whole sample 2 semitones upwards, but the vocal raw sounds like this. No self fantasy. Okay, see no day. You were sort of vain. You can love and say you went something. I got more lifestyle than today. You gotta get fine, man. And now that's my vocal. Again, I made a long recording like I usually like to do. Then I knew again it was going to be in the background, so it might be off key, but it didn't matter to me because I knew I was gonna have a lot of reverb to it. And then I got a auto tune and a parametric EQ to box it in only to like the low mid section. And then I got the Pro R is the default setting. And then I got another parametric EQ around the mids. And then with all those effects, this is what it sounds like. So it's really in the background. And then moving on to the next sound, which I think is everything kind of is like has that underwater effect, I meant to say. And then this sound that I have here is the one sound that I feel like is standing out that you can kind of hear while everything is kind of having that underwater effect. And I got it's from Decent Sampler, the Blackberry Sonar, and it's not doing too much. I only have like 4 notes on this. Just to bring in a tiny bit, a little bit of that high end into the sample. And then moving on to another sound, which is a pad that I got from Lovecraft 2. Again, Duke Clay is the pad number 2. And I'm only playing 3 notes. and I have it playing throughout. We got the bass, which is also a bass from Lovecraft 2, is the bass number 4, Duclay. Yes. Now on the bass, I have an other bass uh, around the 43 hertz frequency. I boosted it. Even though it says minus here, it's still boosting because one thing about our bass is that it's powerful. Just by adding the plugin in, already your bass has a lot of low end. It brings in those nice saturation, nice frequencies that you want in your bass. Especially with these Party Next Door samples, the bass is usually the key. And then it had a lot of high frequency for me, for my liking, so I added a parametric EQ to combat that and cut the highs, and that's the only thing I did. And it's only playing for the second section, I mean for section A of the sample. And then and then I got this texture. I got it from Lona Layers R&B Volume 1, and it's the reverse river texture, which sounds like this. And it just repeats from there. They are moving on to here. Also, I got this key, which I got from Archive Volume 1 by Ty. And then last but not least, I have another key, which this one I got from, it comes with FL. Yeah, FL Studio.